Hello, guys. It's Christian for those who don't know me, Montia in the direction. Welcome to join us in this discovery of the wonderful wines in Korčula and Pelješac in Croatia. Good morning. After a long trip, finally we're here. This is the next day. Quite good, a bit hazy as you see in the long distance. Ore beach is on the right below the mountain. Then you have the channel, quite tiny, small islets, and on the left back is Korčula Island. We are about 300 meters above sea level now, in between Dingač vineyards on our left, which we will see soon, and Pošip vineyards on our right, from here closer to Ore Beach, which are less slopey. So we crossed the tunnel Dingač inside the mountain, and now we are really in the middle of Dingač vineyards. So Dingač is the location, is the name of the wine. Plavsmali is the grape. This denomination is because of the specific and special terroir, got this reward already long time ago in the 60s, if I will remember. You see steep, 70% is the highest part, 45 is about the average. Only there around the houses near the seaside is about 30%. So the southwest facing, the slopes, the sea reflecting the sun, this special terroir really give a special character, even to the grape that is different. There is Montia taking photos of terraces and rocky soils. You see the trail for the trucks in cement because of the steepness. They need to help the cars and trucks to be able to go up. There is the upper part around 300 meters, just below the top of the mountain, while we are at about 200 now. Rocky, bit of red from the iron and similar. So the base is limestone. Most of the old vines are like Albarello style, not with a hole, but similar to what is in Sicily. Very low trunk and then growing up a bit. While these are young, and here maybe they put a iron pole just to support them. I don't think they plan to do different farming style. Now we are visiting Madirazza winery. This is one of the top wines, Dingač selection 2015. So the real expression of Dingač, age and selection, still color very lively. Very typical notes for my little experience on the wine. Because Dingač is the specific denomination. Just those slopes, 45-50% on the seaside. Plavsmali is the grape, but only there is called Dingač. So there is always a lot of Mediterranean notes, olives, of course on top of the fruit.
So how you feel about this wine tasting?
Nose is very interesting. Dry. Still good timing, but smooth due to the age. This is aged in a Slavonian cask. Big. There is a bit of sweet fruit at the end. 14.5 alcohol, still good, not crazy. Some can go higher. Still a lot of fruit, spiciness is little, so it has huge potential. Now we have the top of the selection for us today. This is a Riserva 2012. It was opened yesterday. It changed already in the period I have it in the glass. Wait a second. It is aged in big cask from Slavonia. So it has the traditional style and also aged 12 years, which is not easy to find even in this area. So it's a good representative of Dingač. You have still the fruit, of course less intense. You have the classic Mediterranean notes. They keep changing. So a bit of olives, but more herbs, spices. So it's a good complexity, even compared to the other that is more impactful. This is more complex. I was a bit doubtful at the beginning because of 3 grams residual sugar, but the tannin is still there. The wine can still age. You feel the tannins, and the sugar is making it a bit smoother, long lasting, sweet note, making it very nice. It's a great wine. Quick second visit at Matushko, which is the biggest, most commercial winery in the area. Smaller, closed, not easy to find, so we gave a try, not for the tasting, more to see the nice refined wine bar, or the cellar, because there is open to visit, and just a quick tasting without focus on that. Quick tips about other wineries. So the small, very tough to find. Kirija is one of the top, but only young vintage is available and not open. Vicelic was told to be one of the emerging, but we didn't find a place. And then you have bigger international brands like Grgic, who was originally from here, became a famous winery in California, and recently they came back. This is something I may consider in the next trip. Here in Lombarda, so a few kilometers from Korčula town. This is the first winery we see in Korčula, Pire Winery. Korčula town is behind there. Very nice. And the structure here is the cellar. Some jazz music, a nice wine bar, wine shop, wine bar tasting, couple of outdoor areas. A lot of green, some plants, very nice. So finally we are in Korčula. We went to the room, to the nice apartment near Korčula town hall, and after a quick swim, a bit of sun, we came here to Lombarda, which is the famous village on the southern part of the island near to Korčula town, to visit Pire Winery, which even according to the first comments is the number 1 in the area, at least if not in the island. There is father and 2 sons running winemaking and commercial. We have the 2 sons here. We tried 3 wines. Unfortunately, the top white Kirk is only for restaurants and export, so we can only drink it in the restaurant. They don't give us. So we have first a rosé, then a Kirk, and then a Plavatsmali. So the rosé is Plavatsmali that they plant here only because the Kirk grapes, the Kirk vineyards are not pollinating, so they need another grape for the pollination. So that is a particular condition of the Kirk. So they do 5 rows of Kirk and 1 row of Plavasmali in the plantation. That's why they have also the rosé and the red Plavasmali. Otherwise, they would have only Kirk in this area, which is really particular. Lombarda, you have vineyards from the seaside, near on the sandy beach, all around the village and going uphill a bit. So they have 3-4 different conditions of altitude and difference in soil. This is the rosé, very delicate color. They don't do maceration. So it's really a Plavasmali, fresh, delicate, elegant. The first thing, light fruit, a bit of minerality, saltiness. 12 alcohol, easy to drink, refreshing, but not too acidic. Very nice aperitif wine, but even to match with some of the light sheep cheese or with some starters of seafood if you are in the restaurant. Okay, now we are on Gherk, which is the most particular white grape, basically made only here in Lombarda, so in the small corner of this island. Nowadays we discovered yesterday that they make it a bit also on Pelješac Peninsula. Few wineries have a bit different, much simpler. Here is the real Gherk. Then of course you can find it also there, but this is the real Gherk, and they are probably the number one. It's a very interesting wine. This is from all the different terroirs and locations. So on the sandy, on the beach, up to the hill. Only still is the entry, but already very nice. Complexity, salty mineral, some white fruit, some herbs, give a touch of bitterness. Good acidity, but not very high. It's still a warm environment, so it's a good acidity, perfect aperitif, perfect with seafood, very long lasting in the mouth. This is made quite standard in the sense that using the different terroirs that are vinified separately, then they can change a bit the percentage of each area to make it quite constant in the quality every year. While the surly, which means on the fine leaves that we cannot try, is only from the single vineyard uphill, and then is aged in big casks, so that is a big wine company. This is very nice for standard level, still wine. Recommend, highly recommended, highly recommended. That's it here. We skipped the Plavasmali, very nice, but younger version, like a majority on the island, so completely different concept from Pelješac Peninsula. The guys, Ivo and Josip, fantastic. They can tell you a lot also technically. The family has long history, so highly, highly recommended to come to visit them. The video of the sandy beach and the vineyards nearby. As you can see, they are almost on the beach. So this is all the sandy part. Some comments about others. Jure seems the main competitor of Bire. They have high ratings but seems also higher prices. We didn't have time to go. And then someone spoke about a couple of other newcomers, which you need to look for. Time to talk about the king of the island, Pošip. This is Chara village in the middle of the island, and then there is Smokvica village not far from. These are the two. Here it is Smokvica, which is a bit bigger even the village, and the area maybe also bigger. So this is the heart of the production of Pošip, also Plavasmali of course, and olive trees. But Pošip is the main. Pošip was the first white wine appellation in Croatia and was born here. Then you can find it in most of Dalmatia, but indeed, as we discover in these tastings, here you can find the best expressions. So it's sunset. We just finished our dinner. So this is Pošip 22 from Krajančić. Intrada is the name of the wine, which is the medium level. This was one of our plans to visit, but he's not an easy guy. He has other things to do, so he doesn't welcome easily people. So I bought a bottle in the shop because I knew that he's the master of the Pošip. So this is a medium level, so it's not cheap but not crazy expensive. But here everything is quite expensive, as you may already know. And we were quite impressed already before the dinner, during the dinner, and now even more because we are relaxed. Complexity is 22 vintage, 13 alcohol. Classic Pošip, but with more complexity, more vibrancy. White yellow fruit, stony fruit, some herbs change a lot in the aromas during the tasting and pouring it again. In the palate, still very lively, very mineral, but also round. Good length, perfect match with the dinner we had with every kind of seafood. Good structure. So it's a must-try wine. You cannot find it everywhere. Some wine shops for sure, mostly. Some restaurants, but any of the top ones don't have it. But even some Konoba, which is a medium range, like Trattoria in Italy, is still selling it, so you can find it and you must try it, even if you cannot go to the winery because they are not basically open. So, salute. Couple of more words about Krajančić since we couldn't visit. The website also doesn't give info, so I cannot tell you much about the vineyards. I know that he's historical. The wine we tasted, I guess, is from old vines, seeing the structure. He makes an entry, this one, and a surly, so even in his case, one age in oak. And then for sure a Plavac and maybe something else. Here we are. Yesterday night we had a nice dinner and we discovered this winery, Tasovac, which already someone mentioned before as one of the upcoming. They make only 15,000 bottles. Yesterday we were with the big fish, and then when it was in a small lane, nice place, but not the best to do the tasting. So I said we will buy it later bottle and do it peacefully. Now we are in our relaxed place, so we can taste it properly. Aperitivo with this one is perfect. It's a Pošip 23, as you can see, 13 alcohol. So the winery is just near Korčula town, but they have all the vineyards in the middle of the island. Zara and surroundings where most of the vineyards are of Pošip, but they have also a bit of Grk planted there, which is strange. They are the only ones, seems. But this is the Pošip, very reasonable price. For Croatia, it's cheap. For other countries like Italy or Hungary or Slovenia, is already more than basic. It's their entry price, but for me, it's a medium level because it's very nice complexity still. No any particular aging. Impactful fruit. There is a good mineral saltiness. Some herbal notes, minor. Now it's very cold because we put in the freezer, so let's see if we'll open up a bit more. Very mineral and salty, very long lasting. That is fantastic. Actually, not just aperitif. with seafood or even some different starters could work perfectly. I believe he's one of the very best, because even compared to Intrada from Krajančić, he's doing a good job and is much less expensive. The fruit is coming out, white fruit, still that touch of herbs. You have a touch of bitter from the herbs, which remind a bit of gurk in this case, and that fruit and that very long finish, mineral, fresh. Actually, is one of the best wines we had so far. Some more words about Tasovac, which was the surprise of the trip. We passed by in the move from Korčula town to Vela Luka, but in rush, so we had a quick tasting, that's why we didn't take the video. Very nice family. The wife is taking care of the house and the tasting, not technical description, so also that was a reason to do it faster. So they have the Pošip that we tried, that is the entry, then this Gurk made in the middle of the island, slightly different from Lumbarda style, but similar since the sea is not far even from Chara village, so even that bit of salty and minerality from the soil anyway. And then they have a Surly Pošip, so or even for them an aged in oak, elegant, very slight touch of oak, we tried it. Then Rosé with Plavasmali, the Plavasmali, and the small format of oil. So overall, very worth to try it. Hello guys. Final considerations and comment about the trip after a while. In the editing I made also one video for all the wine as you've seen. So here I can talk about wines only in the comments. So as I hinted before and you may have understood, Pelješac Peninsula is very extended. Dingač is the main appellation, was the first. Pošip is the next one, which we didn't even touch basically. And then besides these two you have still a lot. The other wines, whites, all around the peninsula, and the Plavasmali made in many other areas. There are some recent plantations, let's say in the after communist era, so there are upcoming areas. Of course they will never reach the fame of Dingač, but they will make great wines. We tried something before, not in this trip, so you have a lot more to try. Other wines, but in particular Plavasmali, from Pošip for sure, more from Dingač because we did try very little anyway. Even during those days in Korčula we tried another one which was not outstanding. Some, as I said, too young, others you cannot find open, but there are other wineries even in Dingač that you can find, at least the medium big size, and then you need to try something else. Korčula, we showed majority of the important things, but of course also there we tried only few wines and few wineries, even the wine bars, etc. We tried a couple of other wineries, something. Overall, the Gurk area, which is very small as you saw, there are not many producers anyway, and the important are just less than a hand. Beer, of course, is a must, as repeated more, not just because of the quality of the wines, outstanding even in the area, not just in the Gurk area, but also because of the family, the kind of experience you have going there for the tasting, because the two sons are there, how they handle, how it's organized, even the wonderful place they have. So it's really a must. Zur, as we mentioned, is considered number 2 or maybe competing. I saw the prices seem even higher. So in the next trip, for sure, we would try them. And then they mentioned some other comers. But anyway, Gurk, you can focus on less than a 5. Pošip is different because Krajančić was considered the father of Pošip. Maybe also for this reason he is not so open to public because of his fame. It's a must to try anyway, whatever you can. We did try only one wine at the end, which I'm not happy of because something was even not available. Seems also the Plava Smiley is very good, probably the best on the island because it's also aged longer. It's not pretty young, so another thing to consider. So Krajančić need to be tasted in one way or the other. And then there are some already known, and then there are comers, as Tasovac that we said, and we discovered and was a great surprise. Torretta is another name I heard. I didn't try anything because it's not easy to find. They are even smaller, maybe 5,000-10,000 bottles. Is in Smokvica, so the further village inner in the island, and you need to go there. So we tried more. We saw a lot of areas, but there is much more to discover. Probably even more than Pelješac. On Korčula you have very tiny wineries, 5, 10,000, 15,000 bottles. So upcoming, probably not easy to get even a nice experience because they may not be organized. They don't have time maybe. Anyway, it's fair and worth to look for, to try to dig, to discover, because as we said, Pošip and Gurk are two very important white wines, not just in Croatia. Believe me, after this trip, all the Malvasia, which I knew since many years from Istria, fell behind. I'm sorry, even the top ones that I know well, that I tasted in the years, 20 years ago, 15, 10, and even recently, we tried a couple, not top 3, but top 10 during the trip, and they were losing badly to Pošip and Gurk. So Korčula is really the heart of the white wine for Croatia. Sounds crazy? Hot, no rain. That is the history behind. In the end, vineyards were born in Middle East areas, Georgia, Turkey. So in warmer environments, maybe Georgia the only one not that warm, more similar to Italy latitude. But in general, that was the origin. In the Roman days, so Greece, southern Italy, so hot places. Maybe the weather was not warm as today's happens, but still warm. So the vines adapt. So that is the beauty of this product. Even in warm places, you can still have freshness, acidity, minerality, keeping alive the wine. And even the lack of water may not make it trouble, especially if they have other vines. They are self-balance in a way or the other. It's nature, so adaptation is very important. So Korčula is a huge surprise on every aspect. But Pelješac for sure, for reds, is the symbol in Croatia, and you have different variants. Probably there is less organization, even considering that it's much bigger size, there's much more wineries in Pelješac than in Korčula, because Korčula is more touristic, so that helps in the mentality, I guess. There is a bit better marketing than in Pelješac area. So overall, outstanding. A lot more to do. You need days because you need to go to dig and discover, as we said. So take your time if you go there. If you don't go but you want to explore, in Europe you have the chance even to order. The wine bar that was in the second part of the tree that I mentioned, wine corner shop in Korčula town, can ship a mix of wines that they sell everywhere in Europe. So that is something interesting to try some of these wines. Some of the names you have already from our tips. Others you can give a try, you can check a bit, even if on the internet it's not easy to find much reviews and ratings. So, but the girls, as I said, are very reliable. Then of course it's a personal taste, but they will not give you bad wines for sure. They will give you at least nice ones. So it's something to consider. In other countries, in some countries you may find some of these wines, even if it's not easy, because as we said, majority they sell out everything there shortly. So maybe in UK, Germany, in Italy, I don't know, I'm not there a long time, so, but before I remember only Istrian wines were available. From the south Dalmatia was nothing, so I don't think they have now anything interesting. So, but if you can, give a try. This is really a must, not just for Croatia, but in the Eastern European wine world for sure. For me, they can compete even with Italian and French and Spanish. The top Dingač, some other Plavas-Mali, the top Pošip and Grk, no doubt, no doubt. They are all 90 plus points, no doubt. See you next time, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This one is really specific for you. And subscribe, like, comment, please. Give even opinions, impressions. If you like the format, how I explain anything, everything is welcome. Thank you and bye-bye.